Recording the class? Yes, it is recording. Okay. Now let's share the screen with you guys. Remember, just to remind you guys, you have all your resources already loaded up in your platform. I just want to show you real quick over here. Yes. You are, oh my God. Here, your 10th, second trimester. You are B, yeah, this one. Asignaciones semanales. This one? No, you are not, no. Second, oh, here, second, here, you are B. You are B. Open, come on. This laptop is very slow. Let me see over here. Here it is, economics. So guys, as I was saying, over here you have already all your, this one. You have already all the information that you need in order to complete your assignments, okay? Here at the back, you need to complete all these, the vocabulary. Remember the title, Introduction to Economic System, then the vocabulary. There are 4 vocabulary words, and also you need to complete the assessments. Question from 1 to 6, okay? Over here, in case you don't have the book, over here, this is the document, and over here is the PowerPoint that I'm using in order to carry on this class. Now let's go back to the PowerPoint, and after that, let's watch a couple of videos in order to complete all the information regarding regarding this economic system, okay? Now, we have to complete this one. This is the last one. As I said, we studied already the traditional, the command, and now this is the third one. The third type of economic system, a market economy. Market economy is based on individual choice. Decisiones individuales. No government directives, no directivas gubernamentales. El gobierno no se mete en estos aspectos. Ellos se mantienen al margen. In other words, this system, consumer and producer drive the economy. Consumers are free to spend their money. Eso sí, si tienen el dinero. Eso sí, tienen el dinero. Si no tienen el dinero, estamos en problemas. So consumers are free to spend their money as they wish, to enter into business or to sell their labor to whomever they want. Producer decides what goods and services they will offer. They make choice about how to use their limited resources to earn the most money possible for their business, okay? Now over here, as I said, Adam Smith, he is the father of the modern economy, noted in The Wealth of Nations, that is the Bible of the modern economy also. In 1776, when you make economic decisions, you are in your self-interest, definitely. But you are led by an invisible, according to him, by an invisible hand to promote the interests of others, okay? Now, later on, we're going to talk and we're gonna go deeper into the market economy. Now we're gonna be, according to the book, they go back to the traditional, and they talk, and over here talks about different characteristics of the traditional economies. Now, the one great advantage of traditional economy is that it so clearly answers the 3 economics questions: what to produce, how to produce, and to whom to produce. A traditional society produces what best ensures its survival. Remember, they only produce what they only need. They not overproduce. They produce only what they really need, and that's it, period. The method of production are the same as they have always been. System of distribution are also determined by customs and tradition. In a traditional economy, then, there is little disagreement over economic goals and rules. Why? Because everybody knows what to do. On the other hand, traditional economy resists changes. There's no change. The Suddenly you want to change something, the way something has been doing during these years, and they're going to say, you know something, no, let's stick to the same way we have been doing since the beginning of this trial, of this community. Therefore, they are less productive than they might be if they adopt new approaches. Further, what traditional defined roles eliminate conflict. They also prevent people from doing the job they want to do or are best suited to do. Now this is a conflict that arises in front of this type of traditional system under pressure to change. Around the world, traditional economies are under pressure for the force of change. For instance, over here they talk about the Kavango people of Namibia in South Africa, for example, have lived subsistence farmer for centuries. Agricultura de subsistencia. Solamente producen lo que tienen que producir para subsistir. Subsistence farmer grow just enough to feed their own families or community. Modern telecommunications, however, have bombarded the Kavango with images of the world beyond their homeland. They have seen that there's something better than what they are living right now. As a result, many young, especially the young people, the young Kavango, want something more than the life of subsistence farming, and that is normal, guys. The same thing is happening with the Kunas. Most of the young people from Kuna, they don't want to stay over there in that island. They want to come over here to the city and enjoy different things and benefits and use cell phone and things like that. And so the same thing happening over there in Chiriquí with the community of Emberá. They go to David, or they go to another place, or maybe the ones that live in Veraguas and they go to Santiago, they stay and try to live a different kind of living. The thing is that in the end, this type of culture is going to end. It's going to disappear, and that culture is part of our nation, and that is the problem. But anyway, that's the way it's supposed to be, unfortunately. Thousands have left their homeland for the cities. Even the old ways of farming are beginning to change. Now over here, there's a picture of how they live over there in Kavango. Now, miren este chalet, ve este penthouse. Este mismo tipo de penthouse yo lo puedo encontrar en la 9 de enero. O si yo me meto por allá por San Miguelito, allá bien metido pegado a los cerros. Porque la gente es muy humilde. Y va a encontrar lo mismo que se ve aquí, se ve allá. Yo sé que en la 9 de enero yo he visto casas que simplemente para sostener los techos de zinc, simplemente agarran una roca y le ponen, lo rellenan de roca aquí. El problema es que si viene una brisa enorme, se lleva todas esas rocas, le caen a uno que se lleva y quedan sin techo. Desafortunadamente, pero that's the way they have been living through years, generation through generation. And also over here it shows the way they fish, and also how they work the land. Ellos no usan tractor, usan dos bueyes para arar la tierra. So that's what I got for today, guys. Now I want to show you a couple of videos that talks about the market economy. This one, the tradition and the traditional too also. Let's begin with the market economy that I mentioned, okay? Go ahead.
Now, while watching the video, make sure to use your guided notes. You can find them in the description below. I create the guided notes for each video. They go along with the video, and they're there to help you remember all the important things. That way, when you have your quiz or test, you know all the stuff. And if you need a review, you can just look at your notes. So a market economy is where businesses and individuals, our consumers, they make up all of the decisions. They are the ones that are going to answer our 3 basic economic questions. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my video on the 3 economic questions. You can click on the top right now and view that video. Then come back to this one. But consumers and businesses, they will answer the what, the how, and for whom. They're in charge. The government will not play a role in here. This is where we'll have a free market or laissez-faire. In this market, supply and demand is key. This is where it'll be determined of what prices are, what we should produce, and for those people who want to try to go against the grain, they have the opportunity to, and maybe they'll succeed or they'll fail. Now, there's a bunch of different things that happen in this type of an economy. Ultimately, what's occurring is consumers vote with their dollars. When they go and purchase things, it tells the economy what they want, and then businesses react. The businesses that can't keep up and the businesses that don't react fast enough, well, then they fail. Now, we're going to get into some of the advantages and disadvantages, and there's a lot here. This is one of the economies you probably have heard a lot of over the past couple of years, especially going through high school. So let's figure out right now what the advantages are and disadvantages are to a market economy. Now, a market economy has a lot of advantages and disadvantages. Some of the advantages for a market economy is there's a high degree of consumer satisfaction, of just in general, people get what they want to buy. And there's a lot of individual freedom that occurs in a market economy. Businesses get to decide what they want to produce, how they want to produce it, and for whom. And over time, the economy can adjust to a lot of different changes, especially the small ones. The day-to-day changes, it does a very good job adapting to. An example here is when you look at gas prices. When we see gas prices for a couple of years consecutively be lower, we will start to see an increase for bigger cars and SUVs and trucks. Because gas prices are lower, people have more money, they'll start buying there. However, when gas prices go up for a while and it appears like they're going to continuously go up, we'll start to see higher sales of smart cars and fuel-efficient cars. In fact, factories will shift their resources to produce more smaller vehicles when gas prices are higher because they can sell more vehicles, and they want to make sure that they meet the demand. Supply and demand is what determines prices and what is produced, and that can be great. All of this individual freedom lets people be able to react immediately. They don't have to wait for a large bureaucracy to decide anything. There's very little government interference, and people get to make their own decisions. And so we see people happy, and we also see a lot of production being made. And innovation takes off in this economy. There's nothing to slow you down. You are the driver of your own freedom and destination, you could say. You get to determine what happens. While a market economy might seem great, there's also a lot of disadvantages as well. This is one of the types of economies that doesn't provide basic needs for everyone. There's a lot of uncertainty that is in a market economy, both for business and for the individual. It's hard, and a lot of people fail in this type of an economy. Now, the other thing that it doesn't do a good job with is providing services. It actually has a horrible time at providing certain ones. It won't make sense. And this is normally where we'll see the government step in. Things like the military, roads, water, electricity, that is normally where the government comes in because there isn't enough economic incentive for the private business to take over. And we'll kind of debate about that and talk about that more in class. But that's one of the areas that it struggles with. Another issue that the market economy has is it is susceptible to failure. If three things aren't met, it can collapse. One of them is consumers have to be knowledgeable. They have to have an understanding of what's available to them. Same thing with businesses. They have to know who they're hiring. They have to know information so they can make the best decisions. The other one is resources have to be able to be moved. You can't have it where a company could lock down an area and say, well, this is our road. We're going to block everyone else out. No one gets to bring in raw materials to build anything. It wouldn't work then. There has to be, and this is the third one, competition as well. We have to have a competitive market where supply and demand is functioning correctly. And we'll get into the debate of what the government should do with this. Some say laissez-faire, government hands off, don't touch it at all. Others say we need to have more government interaction and intervention. And that is a debate for another time, and we will get to it. So hang in there. But hopefully right now you can see some of the disadvantages and advantages. Now, for those economic questions again, I kind of stated it earlier, but just to make sure you understand, a market economy, the three basic economic questions are answered by the people living in the society. Everyone gets to decide what to produce, how to produce it, and for whom. It's up to you to make your own decisions. And that's one of the big benefits to this economy. And that's it.
That's it. And now let's move on to the traditional one, and let's see what it can tell us about this type of economic system.
Now, if you've seen my videos before, you've heard this speech, but take out the guided notes. You can find them in the description below. The guided notes go along with the video, and they do help. They're made for you to make sure that you understand all the important information. And when you need to go back and study, you don't have to rewatch the whole video. You can just use your notes. So take out your notes, and let's figure out now what a traditional economy is. A traditional economy is centered around the idea that as a society, you will just keep doing what you have in the past. Passing down of cultures and traditions is key. All economic questions, including the allocation of scarce resources, is determined by elders and what had been done in the past. Really, the individual doesn't have a lot of freedom in this type of economy. They're going to just do what has been done before them. If you were born into a family who's a farmer, well, you're going to be a farmer. And if this is how they tilled the land, well, that's how you will till the land. There's not a lot of room for innovation or change. You'll continue to do what people before you have done. Now, this economy is often practiced in rural communities and tribal life, and it still exists today. But this is a traditional economy. Every economic system needs to answer the three basic economic questions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my video on the three economic questions. You can click the card in the top right and view it. Then come back to this one and you can see exactly what's happening with those. A traditional economy is actually pretty simple how they decide to answer them. The first one of what to produce, well, it's based on tradition. So if you're born again into a family of farmers, well, you're farming. If you're born into fishermen, well, you will fish. There isn't a lot of leeway there. You're going to do what people in your family have always done. And that solves the what to produce. Now, for the how to produce, again, you will go off tradition. So however it had been done in the past, that's what you will do. And for whom, you won't have to worry about that question either because society has already determined, especially in smaller communities and rural life, normally you're providing then for everyone in the society. Everyone has a specific task. Now, some of the advantages to a traditional economy is there isn't a lot of uncertainty. You know exactly what you're going to do, and that can be refreshing. It's less stressful, you'll have a little bit more free time, and you don't have to worry about as many things. On the other side, though, the disadvantage is we see stagnation occur. We start to see things level off. We don't see an improved standard of living. We don't see innovation. In fact, people who have new ideas or are different from others are discouraged and almost pushed out of society. They are rejected. It is unacceptable to go against the status quo. And so these can be big issues that really cause a society and this economic system to stall out and continue to stay the same instead of progressing and creating more economic growth and a higher standard of living and a better life for everyone. Now, as you can see, a traditional economy, there is some pros, but there's also a lot of disadvantages. Life is completely dictated by tradition. Elders have a lot of power, and really the individual has little to none. Make sure you understand what a traditional economy is, how it answers the three basic economic questions, and what are some of the disadvantages and advantages. I'm Mr. Sin. Hopefully this video helped you better understand what a traditional economy is.
Okay, now next week we're gonna talk about this video that is over here, understanding communism, and I think over here it has the other one, the socialism over here, somewhere over here. Why? Because we're gonna talk about this one, the command economy. But we're gonna go deeper in this topic, and then we're gonna go deeper in the other one, the market system. Basically, this section of this book talks about this basic economic system, and then the thing is gonna get interesting. So in the meantime, please remember, finish the vocabulary, work on the assessments. Please try to complete it in your notebook, not in Word, not in the computer, please. Finish all the answers in your notebook. Why? Because eventually I'm gonna ask for them. Understood, guys? Do you have any question? Paula, you look so serious. Yes. Any question, guys? 1D, 1D. Any question, 1D? No question. Rodriguez, no question. Daniel Casis, Mr. Casis, no question. Lanis, Evans, Paulo, de Gracia, no question. Aileen, you are too serious. Why are you serious? That's it, okay. Oh, Goncalves, you are here. Okay, guys, we don't have anything else to bring for you, so please enjoy your weekend. Try to do something about your assignments. and try to relax, okay? Yeah, you are so lazy, Samantha, yeah. Sleepy, you look sleepy. Okay, so try to disconnect at least half a day, try to disconnect. Or maybe today don't do anything, then tomorrow start doing something, okay? All disconnect today, okay? So see you next week, guys. Have a nice weekend, and please remember, wash your hand. Perea, wash your hand, and try to help your family at home, okay? Try to help them. Try to some mopping or some brooming or clean. At least keep your bedroom clean, okay, guys? See you next week and behave. Bye bye.